Hey y'all, my name is LaGina Ray, and I'm here with LaRae Infinity Audio Productions right here in Houston, Texas. It's 2023, and we are here at the WBEA Conference, and I'm here with
Devin. My name is Devin Schrank. I'm with ExxonMobil.
Hey, Devin. I love your name. And you're sitting tall. Let me sit up with you. I love this. So tell us what you do with ExxonMobil.
Right now, I'm in procurement, and I'm between jobs. I was a contracts manager in the well services space.
Okay.
So I was, keying in the contracts so that we could actually make the purchase orders. And now I am actually changing roles to a supplier diversity. It's a supplier diversity advisor. So now I'm in that space. So being between it is actually really fascinating. I'm seeing the connection point with everything.
Yeah, I love that. And when you say that, it takes me right back to graduate school. I was in graduate school and also doing the thing I was learning. So it's almost the same thing, right?
Okay, yes, absolutely.
I get it. So at first you were like, oh, look at this bit. Okay, this is what they do. And now you're like, look at this business in person and this is what they do.
Absolutely.
So I feel like Exxon's smart for bringing you to the other side because now you're like the translator, right?
Exactly.
Make sure they pay you a little bit more for that.
I'll try to work on that.
Yes. When you think about that stuff, and I have it on great authority by you, that this is your first conference to be at. What do you think?
It is. I'm floored. Actually, yes. I'm floored. I spent most of my time, teary-eyed through this because I feel empowered. And I don't own my own business. And I'm a huge advocate of women in business and really supplier diversity in general. But I have just gotten so much fire in me today to really go out and understand my job is going to be the connection point, right? We're a large corporation. It's hard to get your foot in the door sometimes because we're just huge.
Yeah.
And so seeing these passionate women and business people that are in this organization, you can just see them be able to make that connection with us. And it's fabulous. And I'm excited to work with everyone. And I'm excited to see what I can do to help bring some of these businesses, to fruition with our organization.
So we get this really cool opportunity. So when women walk in the room, it's not like, oh, I'm not supposed to be here. It's like, this is mine. And so you get a really clean conversation that's just around business. And I've gotten to observe that over the last couple of days. How do you feel about that?
I love to be a part of it, quite frankly. I almost don't feel like I deserve to be here because everybody's worked so hard, and just to see the fruits of their labor and see their business, everybody's so passionate about their business and everybody's able to bring something to the table. And I just want to shake their hand and be like, go you! Like, yes. And it's inspiring, I think. Even though I work for corporate, again, I don't have my own business. I too want to feel empowered at work. And I too want to bring in my fellow sisters and be able to encourage them to be a part of something. And so inspiring, I think, it's just across the board.
It is. So when you think about supplier and procurement and all of these things, what are some of the really cool businesses that you've gotten the opportunity to come across?
So far today, actually, every business has been unique. I fully expected to have some repeats and, similar businesses. But so far, I think the most fun is that I've had one of each type of business, kind of get to speak to them and understand what they do. I don't know that there's just one that would stick out, honestly.
Yeah. In procurement at ExxonMobil, what are some of the things that you're typically looking for and that you get a lot of? And then what are some things that people don't realize that, hey, you should be here showing up so that you can be a part of this process?
That's a good question. If I could tell anyone what we do need, it would be things that are typically male dominated a little bit more, or something that maybe was, suppliers that do really specialized material on a drilling rig, really specialized material that requires, I guess specialization. I can't think of another word for it. Something very niche, though.
Yeah,
is
nichifications for everything.
Absolutely, something very oil and gas on the rig, components, parts, things like that. Logistics services. Those are very specific to shipping drilling pipe or to be able to design a rig and things like that. Those things are very niche, and I think we do look for those more than some of the broader services.
Yeah, I always say show up because you never know. I mean, I am a media personality, right? And then I also have the us space, which is spaces for women of color, women-led
Okay.
teams, and women-centric organizations. But we're space solutions. So when we think about all of these buildings in downtown Houston that are 40 to 60% occupied, what do they need? People in them. What do we do? Have people in space solutions. So I always tell people, don't bury the lead. Don't say no before somebody says no. And go in there and, if you will, shoot your shot, right?
Right.
At everything. So as we're thinking about you even moving through your career, and what's the next step that you want to see in yourself?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I want to be able to make the connection point first from all diverse suppliers, be able to bring them in and make that connection point, and then be able to grow a relationship, because half of the service is, it is trust. I was just at the business yesterday, meaning on the site, and in speaking to them, the folks that work with the tools every day, they said, we have to have trust. We can't just use any old supplier. We need to have a relationship with them, which I didn't really understand at first, but now I understand. Trust is an element of your work environment. And when we hire on suppliers, we want to know the service they're doing and the experience they have. And we want to know a little bit more about them. So anything that can be added to a resume, to Supplier IO, to sites where we find those diverse suppliers is really helpful, because then we can grow. So I think in me, I want to be able to see not just that connection point, but I want to see the relationships being built, because then you're more established and then we can help each other. And I think that's a huge component of what I want to be able to do in this space.
I love that. And you said you're not an entrepreneur, but the really interesting thing is your journey within a company and a business helps entrepreneurs understand things, because sometimes, if you're not training or letting people see the backside and the front side, they don't understand the full scope of what needs to be done, right?
Sure.
And so even when you said we went on site, and now I get it because I see it and I understand the trust. Like, people that are in business watching this, like, we're absorbing that, right? Because sometimes you're like, why aren't they picking that up? Well, because they don't understand why it needs to be picked up, right?
Sure.
They only have this side of it. So I love that you're getting to take this journey, because you often don't need to be an entrepreneur to get the vibe of an entrepreneur, especially when you're around us all the time. So I can't wait to keep talking to you.
I'm fired up right now.
You're fired up. Yes. And you're in Houston, so we got a little bit of extra.
Right.
I love it.
That's right.
I love it. So look into, well, you know what? One more question. What makes you legendary?
Ooh, I am owning my life. I am owning the place I'm in and what I can do to support others that are also owning their life. And I want to perpetuate that. I want to keep that going.
I love it. That is some legendary stuff right there.
You.
I love that.
Thank you.
Okay, well, look into the camera. Tell everybody who you are and what solution you have brought to the table and where people can find you.
My name is Devin Schrank. I'm with ExxonMobil. I'm in procurement, and I'm excited to be a new supplier diversity supporter with ExxonMobil. And find me on LinkedIn.
That's easy. All right, y'all. My name is LaGina Ray with LaRae Infinity Audio Production, and we're here at the WBEA Conference 2023. And until next time, peace.